We are now, our firm now is the largest firm in the world. We're working in 83 countries. And I never thought in my life that I would ever be working in 83 countries around the world. So it's about always pushing the envelope, pushing the limit, pushing yourselves. I told you what motivates me. My dad said to me, go for your passion, right? When I was 17 years old, your age. And so every day I wake up, I drive Porsche nuts, but I keep on reaching for what I believe in. I reach for the passion that I grew up in, to be a designer. And my goal is, and Jim's goal is, to make a difference in the world. So we hope that we're helping to positively change the world through sustainable design, through city building that improves people's lives. That's what it's really all about, improving people's lives. So that we're not in a long room like this, where you're looking from side to side, but it's a square room.
Andy likes square rooms. I also think what's underwriting a lot of what Andy's saying is that it's a life driven by inquiry. It's about asking questions. It's about asking why or why not. It's about looking into something and saying, why is it really being done like that? Somebody said, well, what's there right now? And I bet you behind that was, are we going to be displacing somebody else? Is that going to be a problem? But it's a lot of questions. And I think the more questions you ask, the easier it becomes to kind of discover what really impassions you, where you find your own passions. You live a life without inquiry, asking questions, you're kind of going to go through the motions.
Or if you just accept things the way they are.
Right.
Ernie didn't accept that there were people that had limbs cut off, and he saw a solution for people's lives. Think about it. He changed people's lives. It's an incredible story. He changed people's lives by creating arms to them that they never had. We're trying to change people's lives for the better by creating sustainable environments. You can change people's lives if you really put your minds to it. That's why we're here, and that's why Porsche has been so passionate about this program, because we're trying to instill upon you that you have the power to do it if you put your mind to it. Don't accept anything as a given. I heard Steve Jobs, when we were working with Steve Jobs before he passed away, he'd always say over and over again, you got to think differently. And so he conceived of Apple as a different place, of a technology that no one even conceived of. In fact, he always said over and over again that you can't look in the rearview mirror and look at what's already been done, because that's the past. You have to look to what the future is and what can be, not what was. And so your world's changing unbelievably through, as you said, you're talking to other people in other countries, right? Think of the power of that and learning other cultures and what other people are doing around the world. It's pretty incredible. Other questions? Please.
I've always wanted to ask someone that was like successful in what they do, like how do you juggle being successful in your business and being successful with your family?
You have to ask Porsche that question.
No, I'll get in trouble. That's a great question.
It's a great question. I think it's especially in the world we live in right now, because we live a 24/7 environment, because we all have iPhones and we're all emailing all the time. And especially for my business, I drive Porsche nuts, because just think about my life. We work all during the day, and at 5 o'clock, you know what time that is in Shanghai? It's 8 in the morning. So just when I'm finishing my day, emails start coming in from China asking questions. Hey, need help with this? Hey, what's going on with that? And we're living in this 24/7 environment, right, Jim? So I think it's about, at times, disconnecting, right, Porsche?
What time?
It's about,
When?
it's about balancing life, and it's about balance, and Jim certainly is another example of that. By the way, Jim travels the world. So you understand, he travels the world. He's an expert working with corporations and creating the strategy for those organizations and firms. So I think it's about balance. I think you have to, everyone has their own balance in life and their own timing in life. Porsche and I are going to China in 2 weeks. I'm going to be there on business, and then we're going on seeing some of the different cities in China.
I will add one thing though. Balance is more of an ideal and an illusion, right?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly.
Well, I think it's just
a
like what all of you
world.
are. You on Facebook at night now, right?
Yeah.
And in the morning. So I think for you, if I think for the world that we live in, and you're the beginning of, and I think it's phenomenal. Like I said, 5 years ago, we could have never sent drawings around the world, and you couldn't have talked to someone in another country. I think it's something that you're all going to have to grapple with a lot is, when do you stop communicating? Right. Because you're constantly communicating all the time, right? And so in work, we're always communicating. Well, right now, I'm getting 300 emails from around the world, right now. And so it's how you deal with that influx of information and how you can comb through it. I would also say that something that I just learned recently is that with the advent of apps that are coming out right now, they say that in 2 to 3 years you'll no longer have to go on the internet and pull information towards you, that you'll be able to customize everything that you are on your phone or on your laptop to be able to get just the information you want. And our world is going to change because it's going to be the information only the way you want customized. So there'll be a little bit more customization of the people that you're talking to than just everyone. It'll be the people that are interested in what you're interested in. You'll be talking to people that are, if you're interested in design, you'll have a whole community of design that you'll be talking to. Please.
So, have you worked at this company? You've worked at your entire life?
I didn't tell you how long I've worked there. I've worked there for 30 years. This is my
30 years.
30 years was
Started when he
one.
was 12.
I started when I was 5. No, I started when I was 25 years old, and I worked at this firm as a junior designer, and I just kept on getting opportunities to work on different projects, learning about different projects, and there was never any chance that I would want to leave because I kept on getting the opportunities that I wanted to create my future, so I stayed there.
And so today he is one of 3 of the executive directors that oversee the 3,400 employees, 3,500 employees around the world, 43 offices worldwide.
So in our office in LA, as an example, we have 350 people, and right now we probably have 5, 7 high school students that are learning. We have college interns there. We're constantly having learning and training programs just like this, that for people who are interested in design. So if you're interested in design, definitely email Jim, not me.
So who wants to be an intern in our office?
There's one. We got one. We got a lot.
So, get the email going right
Okay, I have
now.
my
Don't
cards.
wait.
I have my
Andy,
cards.
Andy, do you want to offer a field trip to your office? But I don't know.
Oh my God,
Field trip to your office? I don't know.
We can do that on the side. Anybody, we can talk about that because you guys should come see our new office. It's all. It's all.
We just moved into new offices, and it's this old bank
You
building that we
created
took
them.
over, and now it has a 70-foot high lobby, and with 350 people, yeah, lobby that has.
Okay, a couple more questions. We got to move on to extra stuff.
And related to that, any advice for climbing the corporate ladder?
I gave you one already. What did I say 20 minutes ago? What was my bit of advice? Seriously, what did I say? You guys remember what I said? Clearly it wasn't that important.
Follow your passions, number 1.
Inquiry driven. Ask questions. You stop asking questions, stop pushing. You stop asking why or why not, you're done.
I think the answer to that is, I mean it sincerely. I think Jim would agree. I've never had to really ask or climb the ladder, because if you follow what you love to do, if you're really passionate about something, you're not just, I don't go to work every day. Ask Portia, I don't go to work. I go to do something I love to do. So if you're doing something that you love to do and you're passionate about, think about anything that you love to do, you excel at it. You just excel at it. I'll give you an example that I learned a long time ago that, if you take someone that loves to read and you teach them speed reading, they will read unbelievably quickly. But if you take someone who doesn't like to read and you teach them speed reading, they're just going to moderately improve. It's always about, people that are passionate about what they're doing. If you love what you're doing, you're going to excel at it. You won't have to climb the corporate ladder. The corporate ladder, I think Ernie said this, the corporate ladder is going to come to you.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that. It's not about politics, it's about passion.
Ooh, nice.
That's a soundbite.
Yeah.
Right there. That's a soundbite. Right down.
I'm stealing
Go ahead,
that.
Amy, quick. We got
Amy,
Quick question.
Amy.
Are you folks designing Apple's new headquarters?
We're not. We're doing the interiors of it, we're not doing the building. of
The
it.
building, because it is.
It's a big circle,
Yeah.
and they copied a building that we designed in
Well,
London.
that's what I
Andy!
asked, because it looked like
He didn't
that.
just say that.
Yeah.
It's like, it looks like so.
But the answer is we're not working on it. Let's put it this way, we're working on parts of it.
Okay.
And we really are more on the retail store design part of it. And now we're working on some other projects for them right now. We do a lot of other office projects for them.
So what are these guys going to do right now?
What you're going to do right now.
Oh, good
Jim's gonna
transition.
lead.
Yeah.
Okay, so Andy, in the front end of his presentation, walked through a whole series of big ideas around how cities can work better, right? What did he talk about? He talked about transit, right? Talked about sustainability. What else did he talk about? What else?
Personalizing.
Okay, big ideas around catalyzing change. What we'd like to do is take 3 different parts of Manhattan Beach. Sepulveda Corridor, downtown Manhattan Beach, and then East Manhattan Beach. And what you guys know, bring to the table what you guys know about these communities. We'd like you to start thinking about how would you improve these particular sections of Manhattan Beach, given some of the things that Andy talked about and some of the projects that we've worked on throughout the world.
I forgot to say one thing.
Of course.
No, one thing about this.
Oh,
So in the city of Manhattan Beach, what do you think is like one of the coolest places that's opened recently? Which one? No, but that more recently than that.
What have you done recently?
No, wait a second. Now I'm going to give you an example of how design changes, and then we're going to get into Manhattan Beach. So how many of you have been to Simsies? Simsies. Okay, so do you remember what was there before that?
No. Oh, the shabu shabu.
What was there before that?
I don't know.
There were about 5 different restaurants there, and they never worked. So what did they do to make it work? Think about it. What did they do to make the restaurant work? What makes it great?
You could see people eating there.
What they do? What they do? They opened it up, right, so that it became an open air environment. So then people want to sit outside and want to sit in the restaurant. So just think about that. They came up with that idea. They said, every restaurant's failed here. No one ever wanted to go to the restaurant. These 2 guys come in and say, we're going to open up the front. It's going to be open air. And now everyone in Manhattan Beach thinks it's the coolest place to go.
It's so true.
and it's shaped like a square.
And a designer came out. Yes.